All right, by request, here is a little mini lesson on simplifying radicals. And I'm going to show you two methods for simplifying radicals, and it is totally up to you what method you want to use. So my problem I'm going to look at is I want to simplify the square root of 45. And we always want to get in this habit of simplifying our square roots. It's just kind of, I've made this comparison before with math grammar. The English language has its form of grammar. Having our square roots, having our radicals simplified is just kind of our math grammar. So simplifying my square root of 45 here. My first method is to think about what perfect squares can go into 45. And specifically, we want to find the largest perfect square. So it might help to kind of remember what some perfect squares are. 1 is a perfect square, 9, 16, 25, 36, any number that we square. So, oops, I missed 4 here. 2 squared, 3 squared, 4 squared, 5 squared, 6 squared, and the list would keep going. Okay, so looking at my list here, 4 doesn't go into 45, 9 does though. So we take that square root of 45. And we think about, well, 45 is 9 times 5. So the square root of 45 is the square root of 9 times 5. And this is the same thing as the square root of 9 times the square root of 5. From here, our next step goes pretty nicely. Square root of 9 we can do nicely to get 3. That square root of 5 we can't do nicely. So 3 square root of 5 would be my answer here. Okay, let's look at another situation, this method. And then I'll go through these same two problems with our other method. Okay, let's simplify the square root of 148. Okay, I want to find the largest perfect square that can go into 148. Okay, and sometimes, especially with bigger numbers, this can be kind of tricky. So let's try to find 148 divided by 4. Oh, hey, that works. Okay, 148 divided by 4 is 37. So 148 is 4 times 37. The square root of 4 times the square root of 37 is 2 square root of 37. And I didn't double check to see if I had any bigger numbers because I recognize that that 37 is a prime number. All right. Let's do one more really. So I kind of lied a little bit here. Let's simplify our square root of 288. Right, and again, I want to find my largest perfect square that goes into 288 evenly. Let's try 288 divided by 4. When I get 72, I'm going to guess that if 72 goes into 288, that there's a number that's bigger than 4. So 288 divided by 9 Okay, 32. Let's see if I can get any bigger. 288 divided by 16. Okay, 288 divided by, well, it's probably not going to be 25 because this doesn't end in double zeros or a multiple of 25. Divided by 36. All right, let's work with this. Okay, and if you can't see this on my calculator, it says 288 divided by 36 is 8. So the square root of 288 is the square root of 36 times the square root of 8. Square root of 36 is 6. Square root of 8 isn't nice. So I'll leave it like this for a second. But that square root of 8 we can simplify more because 8 is 4 times 2. And the square root of 4 is 2. Okay. But I have this 6 that's in front already. So I'm going to multiply these together. 6 times 2 is 12 square root of 2. Okay, so the strategy does work out pretty nicely. Sometimes it can be kind of tricky though, especially in a situation like this where we're trying to find our largest perfect square that goes in, but there's a lot of computation required to do that. Okay, in my next video, I'm going to go through the same process with, or I'm going to go through the same problems with a different strategy.